Hey Libra, happy August 2017. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. This is Dark Dove Tarot. Few things, Libra. You're amazing to read for. You guys comment, like, email me directly more than any other sign. It's much appreciated. The picture on your sign this month is actually one of my all-time best friends who is a Libra, and that was last weekend. And I actually had somebody who subscribes who's a Libra who said, hey, Dark Dove, you know, what do you look like? It would be nice to put a face to the name. And I thought, well, okay, so that's why your picture is a little different this month. You know, I really love my Libra subscribers, and this is all coming off of a very heartfelt email I got from a subscriber, and so it was nice. So anyways, enough of my blubbering on and on and on, but I do appreciate it, Libra. I do have a very big connection with Libras because not only is one of my best friends, actually two of my best friends, Libras, my son is a Libra, and that's obviously the most important person in my life. So I decided I would post a picture of myself and one of my best friends who's a true Libra. My rising or ascendant sign is also Libra. So it's not that I'm just in love with Libra. I love a lot of signs, but I do have, you know, big appreciation for how much you've liked my videos, the messages I've gotten personally. So again, Libra, I just wanted to say thank you. And now you know you can put a face to the name. So, all right, so Libra, August 2017. As I always say, I move pretty quick because I have a lot to say and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Also, if you want to like, subscribe, comment, etc., it's appreciated. Any private reads, donation, the information's in this description below. And you know, it's a general read, so check your sun, moon, and rising sign because sometimes those will resonate with you more. Hopefully this resonates with everybody. So let's get started. All right, the first card you have coming into the month is always your current position, and you have the Queen of Cups. So this is about otherness. This is about spirituality. So this tells me right off the bat that some of you are kind of getting inside yourself, inside your own head in a good way. Oh, and like I've said in my previous videos, I don't know if I need to say it, but I've switched things up. I used to do singles and couples, and now I'm doing singles and people looking to reconcile. I won't always hit reconciliation on every position because a lot of, I'd say the majority of the people who watch my videos are people who are single, but there are people who watch it wondering what, you know, their counterpart is up to. So just wanted to reiterate that. If you're single, this is telling me that some of you are kind of looking inside yourself, looking inside your own head. What do you want? What's important to you? This is also kind of the card of mystery. So the Queen is very mysterious and she has a lot of tricks up her sleeve. Not in a negative way or a manipulative way, but a very, I'm not going to give you, you know, the whole package. I'm going to make you work for it. Like, and not in a bad way either. Just online dating can be scary, let's face it. And if you've been online dating, then you know this as well. Even if you've done meetup groups, I mean, it's all kind of changed, right? And so from what it used to be. And now you kind of have to put on a brave face and just get out there and do it. And I feel like you are, and you're kind of coming to grips more with what you want and what you're looking for, but you're also being like, you know, the man or woman of mystery, because you're not going to open up to just anybody. You're not going to lay your heart out or wear it on your sleeve or just give everything away about yourself. You're going to expect somebody who cares and is truly interested to kind of peel those layers, right? If you're looking to reconcile, this is almost like there might be mystery here as far as what is my partner up to? What are they doing? It's kind of an otherness in the sense of you maybe were used to knowing what they were up to all the time. You talked to them all the time. You heard from them all the time. And now some of you may even have been like ghosted, so to speak, which I think that term is awful, and I think it's very disrespectful when people do that, unless obviously they're a crazy stalker or something and you have to, like, let's be real, there are certain times that it's necessity, but for the most part, I feel like some of you are kind of coming in this month going, what is going on? Maybe it's weird because I get the sense that if you're looking to reconcile, maybe you've been contacted, or maybe they've approached you, or maybe you've approached them, and everything was kind of like, yeah, you know, all right, let's talk, and now all of a sudden it's like silence. So you're kind of sitting here going, wait a minute, what's going on? We were super close. There was a lot on the table, a lot going on for us. I had a lot riding on this relationship, and now it's like nothing. But I don't feel like it's negative. Obviously, we need to read the rest of the cards, but I don't feel like it's a hit against you. It may be for some of you, but I don't feel like it's a negative attack on you. I feel like maybe there's something else going on that you don't know. And then all of a sudden it just popped in my head like marriage or something. So maybe there's somebody missing you deeply and they're going to propose, or they want to move in with you and they're scared shitless and they're not sure what to do, or they don't want to give any secrets away. All right, so the next card you have are feelings, often internal. These are how you're feeling for the month, and it either helps or hinders your position coming into the month. So you have the death card. A lot of people get nervous about this card. It's not physical death, especially with it's internal like this. And death is one of my favorite cards because it's a rebirth. It's a transformation. It's about making big changes. And this is huge change. So if you're single, I'm kind of feeling like this is saying that some of you have been in some terrible relationships or had some major problems, divorces, etc. And now you're kind of changing the way you think about things, and you're more on a spiritual level. And I'm apologizing now, but my cat is moving around talking for some reason. I keep hearing meowing. So I feel like you're in a new headspace. You've kind of cleared the energy within yourself. You know what you want. I feel like a lot of singles haven't been dating a lot, but if you have, you've kind of, it's like been up and down. Like you're fully invested for a month or two, and then all of a sudden you back off. And then you're fully invested because it's crazy and it's annoying, and it can be like more stress than it's worth. Sometimes you just want to come home, put your pajamas on, and watch Netflix, right? So the death card is saying that some of you have made a change. Some of you who were not dating, who are not interested in dating, have decided you're going to go full force into it. But again, with the mindset of knowing what you want, kind of being, you know, the queen herself, whether you're male or female. I don't apply sexist to the cards. But this also says that there's a death of something. So maybe if you were still in communication with somebody, or maybe you were dating a few people, or maybe one or two people, and it just wasn't working out. And I feel like somebody, you know, maybe a few of you were dating somebody that just really was not a good person, and you're kind of like, oh, I get it, I understand, the mystery is solved, you're like an asshat, excuse me, and no more of that, I'm gonna look for somebody different. And that's where the death card comes in for transformation, rebirth. Could also be, you know, exercise, changing your lifestyle. So it could be something that's pretty major to you. It could be that maybe you have decided that you're going to, you know, change certain things about you. Maybe you're not drinking. Maybe you're not, you know, I don't know, smoking pot, whatever, you know, people do these days as far as vices. Maybe you've just decided that you're going to block out toxic people. But this death card is like a good riddance. And I feel like for singles, it's like you've been holding on to something, or something's kind of been snagging you from actually dating, like an ex or somebody that you've been kind of physical with, and you thought that maybe it would lead to something else, and they told you it would, and it wasn't. So whatever this is, this death is a good thing, because I think that you're feeling this spirituality, you're feeling this intimacy within yourself, if that makes sense, feeling like you know yourself better, and you're trusting yourself, and you're going with what you want more, and you're reborn. If you're single, or sorry, if you're looking to reconcile, I really hate to say this, but maybe the mystery was revealed as to what was going on with them, and you ended it, or they ended it, because the death card is definitely changes. It's definitely transformation. It could be that, again, like I said, I do get a strong feeling that some of you are heading towards marriage, or some of you are heading towards moving in together, and that's going to be the transformation of the Death card, okay? It's not bad, but usually when I feel this, or when I see this and it's internal and you're feeling this, it's almost like you know it's done. You know you need it to be done. It's going to be healthier all the way around. And so I think some of you Libras are going, I'm done. Like, we're changing it up and I'm done with this. So if that's what you need, you know, do it. We'll see what else comes through. The next card you have is the past. And as I always say, it's a distant past. I bring it up every month because there could be something you're feeling or reminiscing about that's going to affect the way your dating life or your reconciliation or non-reconciliation is going. So you have the Four of Coins. And the Four of Coins is about poverty. It's about miser, being frugal, possessive, but also not having money. So or somebody taking your money, or being possessive in relationships, or being with somebody who's jealous. So the Four, which I always read for everybody watching together, I don't split it out between reconciliation or singles. The Four tells me that some of you had some really poor lifestyles, as far as some of you were with somebody who was really possessive and really jealous, which is interesting because Libras aren't like that. Libras are kind of like go with the flow, right? And I feel like some of you were with somebody who's just very like, everything you did, they needed to know about, everything you, and even everything you spent money on. It's almost like some of you had somebody like looking over your shoulder and going, what does your bank account say? Even if you were like dating them for 6 months, they're like, well, you shouldn't spend money on that. You shouldn't spend money on that. But also possessive in your feelings, in your heart. Like, some of you may have been drug away from some family. I get the strong sense that some of you are in a relationship with somebody who's like, you know, well, it's your family or me, or you don't need to be so close with your sister. Almost like maybe they were abusive emotionally, not physically. And some of you may come back and say, hey, well, Dark Dove, it was physical. But it's a strong sense of them not wanting you to have anybody to console you, because if you do, that person would tell you, get the hell out of Dodge, right? So the Four screams loudly that somebody was with, or a few of you, or a lot of you, however this ends up resonating with you, or with somebody who was just like, wanted to take over your world, and you knew it was unhealthy. Eventually you got out of it, but it may still affect you. Maybe some of you that are single are feeling this Queen of Cups because you're saying, I deserve better. I can do better. Here I am with this guy who's like obsessing about Facebook, or why aren't you adding me to Instagram, or whatever. And you're like, I can't do this again. I need to be me. I need to find myself within. I need to make some major changes here so that I don't end up in this type of situation. This can, fair enough, be about money too. It could be that you were in some sort of relationship at one point. You guys were very broke, which all of us have been there. Again, I'm sure there's somebody who's going to tell me, I've never been broke. Good for you. The rest of us have. But there are times when I'm sure money affected your relationship, and that may have caused divorce. I've read articles that, you know, 9 out of 10 marriages that end in divorce is because of money, or whatever the case may be. And some of it was secretive too. It was almost like somebody was stockpiling money. Maybe you guys had a joint bank account. In the end, you got screwed. There's a lot of different possibilities here, but at the end of the day, it wasn't nice. It didn't feel good, and you're trying to avoid it at all costs. Some of you had some major financial downfall, and even some of you grew up maybe in kind of the poverty lifestyle. I even get like homeless shelters, or having to live in cars. And you've decided that you will never be in that type of situation. So maybe you've put work first for a long time, or maybe you're an overachiever, and now you're realizing that you need to make these changes and kind of allow yourself the time to date, and, you know, not let it ruin any chances of reconciliation if you are looking to reconcile with somebody. The next card you have is the most recent past, over the past few weeks, past month or two. And you have the Seven of Wands, which is defense, priorities, strategy. So if you are single, again, I think this actually goes really well with the Queen. Normally they wouldn't necessarily, well, it's not that they wouldn't go together because the Queen is spiritual and whatnot, but I feel like maybe you've changed your ways. Maybe you were dating a few different people and you've said ixnay on it. You've made changes in yourself and decided it wasn't good for you. And the Seven is saying that you're protecting yourself. You're kind of saying, I don't need to explain to you why I don't want to date you. I don't need to explain to people why I am dating. Again, it could be that I get torn, Libra, this month, that some of you are single, but you almost felt obligated to somebody who didn't treat you right. And so it's not even like you got out of a relationship. You got out of like a dating hell. And now you're feeling like you have to defend yourself, or you have to say, well, I don't want to date you anymore because of this. I'm getting my priorities straight. I mean, the Queen is strategizing here because she's figuring out what she wants. And the 7 is you strategizing, making plans, and defending your actions. And in reality, you don't have to defend your actions to anybody. You know in your heart what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And if what you're doing now and making changes and dating different people and not sticking to what you know, or sticking to what you believe in, that's important. That's what you need to do. So if you're single, this definitely tells me you're making the plans, you're thinking about what you want, you're going to put it in action, and you really don't give a crap what anybody else says, which you really shouldn't, because it's your life. Live it the way you want to live it. If you're looking to reconcile, this kind of is two ways too, because this almost feels like some of you like went through a divorce, or you're separated and you're heading towards divorce, and you're strategizing, you're planning, you're like going in defense. So if you're watching this because your ex is a Libra, there's a good possibility that something funky happened, and whether it was you or them and there was cheating or something going on, they're bucking up and they're going, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm defending myself. And I really get this strong sense that they're like, I've got my ducks in a row. I'm going to come in hard. And this is Libra I'm talking about, because it's kind of like things have shifted here. I feel like, again, there's some sort of mystery you found out. Now you're changing some things and you're going for it with the 7. You're going, nope, we're not doing this. I've got some ideas. On the flip side, it could be that you're strategizing how to get somebody back, or they've been strategizing how to get you back. But really, I think it's about getting ducks in a row. There might be some battle coming up, some divorce, some separation that you knew was there. It was obviously present in your life that you were separated, but you're like, you found something out. The Queen is telling me maybe you got answers you did not expect or did not want, and now you're gearing up for a fight. The next card you have is in time. So future possibilities over the next few months. And you have the Lovers. Very good, right? Isn't that what this reading is kind of about? We are wanting to get to that point where you have your yin and your yang, and, you know, but the Lovers is excellent. It's obviously about love and about pairing and about duality. So if you're single, I think the possibilities are there. I think if you block out the crap that you've been through and the things that you've decided you don't want to do, and I cannot shake this feeling, I have to say this. I cannot shake this feeling that I'm right on some of this, that some of you were dating somebody, or you're dating a few people, and they were like physical, and they were telling you like, oh, let's, and like they wouldn't even take you out to dinner, or they would say, oh, you know, let's make plans to take a staycation in a month, and nothing ever came to fruition. So it's like a booty call, and you're going, screw this. I'm better than this. I deserve more than this. And so once you make these changes and get out of that, and don't defend yourself. If that's going on and you want changes, even if it's not about a booty call, even if it's about they don't treat you right, they only call you when they want to call you, they only talk to you when they want to talk to you, they, you know, play games, whatever it is, that's their problem, not yours. But to get here over the next few months, you got to cut out the crap. You just do. And I think you're starting to realize you're going to make changes in how you're dating and who you're dating, and you're not going to explain it to anybody. You're just going to be like, I don't have to explain it to you. I'm done. You don't treat me right. And good for you. If you're looking to reconcile, then maybe there are some things that are going to happen that will allow you to reconcile. Really, this is kind of a toss-up for anybody looking to reconcile, because here you have the mystery and new spirituality, the change, which is kind of like rebirth, again, transformation, endings. Here you're defending your decisions and getting your priorities straight, and now all of a sudden in the next few months you're going to find love. So, and I just answered my own question because I said find. So that really tells me that you're done, or they're done. And either way you say it, you're ready, you're going to be okay with it, you're going to survive, because Libras are survivors, and it sucks, and sometimes it can suck the life out of you, and it's like you can't catch your own breath when you love somebody. I mean, it can be that harsh, But I think that if you focus on this, you'll be okay. And I feel like some of you know that. And it's kind of like going to lessen the blow. Because now you're like, screw that. I know somebody's coming. I know that I'm worth a lot. I've got a lot of changes to make. But I'm ready. I've got my ducks in a row. Let's go. So if you're looking to reconcile, or if you're looking to reconcile with a Libra, you may be disappointed. The next card you have is the immediate future. So over the next few weeks, next month or so, and you have the 10 of Wands. So this is burden, responsibility, completion, taking on more than you can or than you need to. So I'm going to start with people looking to reconcile. I think this goes very well. I think that if you do want to reconcile with your ex, I think that you're going to find over the next few weeks, it's going to be intolerable. It's going to be a burden. It's going to weigh heavily. It's not going to be comfortable. You're going to find that nothing has changed. Things will revert back to exactly how they are. And you know you need to change. So I feel strongly that you're going to make the decision that this may not be what you're looking for. And I think that some of you Libras, you know it. If you're single, this is interesting because I don't feel like it's burden or responsibility in a negative way. I think that it's completion. I think you're completing this cycle. I think you're completing this cycle of dating crappy people. You're completing a cycle of not standing up for yourself and saying, no, I won't tolerate this. I know what I want. I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I think you're completing the cycle of feeling depressed if you've been depressed, or feeling like, I mean, I just get the picture of somebody sitting on their couch being like, screw it, it's not worth it. And I feel like you're now going, you know, dating might be hard, but it's not going to be a burden because I know that I have something to look forward to. So even though the 10 is kind of a heavy burden, I feel like you're going to remove the burden from yourself, because it does feel like it's self-inflicted. Like you're the one looking at it going, this is going to be tough, this is going to be hard. But it's not, because you have so much to look forward to. I mean, what else could you want in a love reading in a future other than the Lovers? Or, you know, maybe the 2 of Cups, because that's about, you know, finding your soulmate. So definitely a great cup to have the Lover, or cup, a great card to have, you know, the Lovers in the future position. So whatever you're feeling burdened by, or whatever you need to complete, you'll get there because the future looks fantastic. The next card you have is any future external factors. So anything that may be affecting you externally. It could be work, it could be, you know, something at home. And you have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about creativity. This is about energy, passion, enthusiasm. So the Ace is about, so again, here, you may feel these burdens right now. There's certain hurdles you have to get over. Maybe you've been working, again, to avoid ever feeling this poverty or feeling frugal, or the need to be super frugal. And so you're kind of balancing your priorities and figuring out, okay, yes, I need to work, and yes, I don't want to be broke, or yes, I don't want to have to go through these issues, or I need to take care of myself so I never have to rely on anybody. That way I can let the joy come in, so to speak. But I think once you get there, or throughout the month of August, you're going to be feeling this Ace, because you're going to be feeling like, I can do this. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel like you're on the right path. You know, you're not going to have to spend time defending what you want or defending what you need, because that's going to slip away. If somebody is giving you a hard time because you don't want to date them, or if you have wiped the slate clean and you've decided you're not going to talk to people, or whatever, you know, is going on with you, I think that it's not going to last long, and you're going to be able to open up to the possibilities of something amazing and something new. And again, a newfound passion and enthusiasm. I mean, maybe you've been abstinent for a long time and you're like, you know what? I need some physical time. Nothing wrong with that. And this card screams with passion. So external factors may be that, hey, maybe you're, you know, dating. Again, some of you may not have dated for a long time. And then others of you may have dated, may have had that physicality, but no passion. And the Ace is saying that you're going, well, it's been nice having physical relationships with you, or, you know, relations with somebody who's not interested in giving me more, or somebody who doesn't have the passion, but I'm looking for more, and I deserve more. And the Ace is screaming, you know, hello, like, it's about to be, well, I can't say about to be winter because it's August, but, you know, it's going to be a time period in the next 3 or 4 months where here in North America, if you are cold, you can light a fire if you have a fireplace. And where else can you have passion but in front of a fireplace? Lots of places. I know, I'm just trying to be corny. All right, if you're looking to reconcile though, I think that you are going to have the energy, you are going to have the enthusiasm, and you're going to move on. I mean, Libra, normally I kind of go back and forth. The cards say, well, if you do that, well, they might run it. But I'm feeling very strongly that you're just going to kind of feel like, I know what I want, and you're going to be single. And so then you can watch this read again in the middle of August and go, hey, I do have this energy. I do have this passion for life. I feel like whoever it is or whatever you're going through, it's dragging you down. Again, this burden, and you're just going, what the heck am I doing to myself? Why am I doing this? The next card you have is any internal factors. So anything you're going to feel throughout the month of August internally, and you have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is stagnation, but it's about movement as well. So I know that's kind of opposites, but this tells me that if you're single, so you're coming in so confident, and you know what you want, and you've got the changes coming in, the transformation, you feel it, you have that love coming in. But the 8 is saying that you want it faster, you want it to move, you're feeling stagnant. Don't. It's an internal factor, not an external factor. So keep this creativity and that passion alive, and know that yes, you're going to find it. You cannot push it. You cannot make it happen overnight. And if you've been dating crappy people, it's going to take a bit to weed out who's going to continue to treat you that way and who's going to treat you better. The 8 is, about dissatisfaction, but it's within yourself. So I feel like you might hit bumps this month where you're going, well, I don't know if he or she likes me well, and you can't let that be the overall outcome of your ability to find what you really want, because I know that's important to you. And some of you waited a long time, and you've put up with a lot of crap to get there. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like you might want a divorce to move quickly. Maybe you've decided you want the change, and you're not going to put up with any crap, and now they're like, standing still. They're not moving. And you're like, come on. Like, you wanted this breakup, or I wanted this breakup, or it was mutual, or we've been down this road before. Let's get a move on. I feel like you're kind of going to hold yourself back a little bit this month if you're looking to reconcile, because you need like a clean slate from this person. Some of you have been separated for a while, but maybe they keep coming back, or you get, kind of weak sometimes. Not weak, but that weakness of, I love you so much, I've got to stay strong. And we all have those moments where, you dial and you shouldn't dial, or you text and you shouldn't text, or make an excuse to email them. Everybody's been there, right? And I feel like the 8, you're kind of like, let's get a move on. I need to meet somebody great. I deserve somebody great. I've got to, I can't talk to this person anymore. They can't bother me, but I feel like you're going to feel annoyed on and off this month, because either you can't get rid of them, or whatever you need to finalize it, get their junk out of your house, get your junk out of their house. It's going to be like a prolonged process, but don't let that get you down. This is internal. This is external. Still hold that fire and be positive about it. The last 2 cards you have are going to be your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month, and you have the 9 of Wands, and your actual outcome of the month, and you have the Star. Libra, you guys are superstars. The stars, like, we could just end the reading right now. So, okay, your hopes and fears are the 9 of Wands, and this is about strength, capability, stamina. So externally, you're feeling this. Internally, so what? Get over it. Might feel a little claustrophobic. You might feel a little depressed on and off throughout the month, but have this energy. The things around you are going to enable you to have that energy. Even if you just go on a walk, or friends, people are going to start saying things to you that are make you feel positive about dating, feel positive about, your outlook on life, feel positive that this is going to be over the next few months. The 9 of Wands, that it's like the strength. You're going to feel just overwhelmingly like you can do this, and you can do it, and you can. And some of you are probably like, yeah, I've been feeling that way. I know, like, there's this kind of ball inside my stomach, and it's saying, you got this, Libra, you can do it. And I firmly believe you will. And I think it's going to be amazing. If you're, single and dating, it's almost like things are going to be in the palms of your hand, and you know you have the capability and the stamina. And if you're looking to reconcile, kind of feel like the single reading is about you as well, because it's almost like you're on the verge of being single. Some of you may not want it. Some of you were hoping for something different. But if I were to look at this spread over and over and over, I would say that something's coming in your future, and actually it might be pretty quick. So if you can't get rid of what's holding you back and the toxicity of it, you're not going to get this. And I think you know that, and that's why you're feeling like this. Like, move, come on, let's go. Get out of my life. Whoop, we're done. And the Nine of Wands is going to make you feel that, again, strength, capability within yourself. And that's what you hope for, because it's almost like, please, I cannot be depressed about this. I cannot have that weight on my shoulders. I cannot have this burden, because if I do, I won't feel good and positive. And I'm not going to get what I want, because I'm just going to have these negative feelings. I'll sink into a depression or anxiety, and you don't want that. So your hopes and fears for the outcome are that you don't dive into anything, that you don't let the rest of, the next few months be plagued by negative feelings, or, and really a lot of this is going to be things you can't control. Maybe your ex is being stubborn and they're like, no, you can't come get your stuff today. No, I'm not going to come get my stuff today. It's going to work out, though, because you have the Star as the outcome, and the Star is the best card you could end with the outcome. Because if you're single or if you're looking to reconcile, again, I said if you're looking to reconcile, I don't know that with this spread it's going to work, but some of you may say, hey, you know what? It did, and it is, and fantastic. The Star is about hope. It's about inspiration. So if you really want to be with somebody, or if you're watching this because you want to be with a Libra, you got to make some major changes. This needs to come into play, and fast. So Libra, if you want to reconcile with somebody, you need to make some changes. If you're looking to reconcile with a Libra, you need to make some changes, because I really don't think that there's strength in this happening unless this card is taken seriously. The Star, for anybody who is single, I mean, you just have self-esteem. That's what this card is all about. Allow this passion, this creativity, this energy to flow throughout the month. Allow it to come within you. And this card is also about generosity. So I get the sense that some of you really need to just, if you're dating online, if you're in meetup groups, however you're doing, maybe you're doing it through a church organization, whatever it is, be generous with yourself. You don't have to put your heart on your sleeve. Be mysterious. Have this mystery. Don't just give yourself away to anybody. Make them earn it to a certain extent, right? Because we all deserve that. We all deserve to have somebody who's intrigued enough by us to want to spend the time getting to know us. Not somebody who just wants to know what color underwear you're wearing that day, right? And I know that's terrible, but it's true. It's things that I've run into before. You want somebody who's genuine. And the Star card says there's hope. There's this feeling that you can have, and it's going to feel amazing. Plus, you're coming into your birthday month in September, October, right? Revved up for that. And then plan dates and have fun and know that this is in your future. And if you're looking to reconcile, then fine. You know what? Have that hope and inspiration within yourself. Whatever's going to happen, Libra, this month of August is going to be good. If you want to reconcile, then do. It's basically like, if you want to reconcile, then make this 8 go away and make it happen. Make the changes happen. Get it moving. Push those feathers along. Have it happen. Because I kind of feel like I'm supposed to say to you, Libra, like I got this intense feeling in my head that I'm supposed to be like, then make it happen. Fine. You want to reconcile? Make it happen. And some of you know what you need to do to make that happen. And if that's not something you're interested in, then you just need to get over the hump of feeling that way about somebody. You just need to get over the hump of knowing that there's other fish, right? So, all right, Libra, you're amazing. Hope August is great. I'll see you next month for your birthday month. Bye.